which he had adopted out of sheer contrariness, and as he looked at himself in the dressing mirror, he grinned with what might have seemed to a beholder, had there been one present, a fatuous and a foolish delight. "Common," he murmured, "as common as ever they make 'em. The sort of young man who calls with a notebook and a pencil to inspect a gas meter or to take orders for the grocer. And the whiskers and moustache, or rather the disappearance of 'em, will make all the difference in the world." These conclusions led him to divest himself of his dinner jacket, waistcoat and dress shirt, and to shave his face as clean as that of a schoolboy who has been asked out to dinner. The disappearance of the moustache and the whiskers made him a very inconspicuous person indeed. With them, all suggestion of a long line of ancestors seemed to disappear. He grinned again, more fatuously than before. That done, he drew off his trousers, kicked off his elegant boots, and took the old tweed suit, a coloured shirt and a non-committal necktie from the kit bag. In 10 minutes, Normanstowe, looking at the results of his labours in the mirror, saw the reflection of a good typical specimen of the very ordinary young man. He had kept his eyes open in his journey through his 28 years of life, and he knew that you could meet just such a young man as he now looked to be by the thousand. You passed them in the streets. You saw them in the pits of the theatres. They were massed together in the shilling enclosures of the football fields. They huddled against the railings on the racecourses. He grinned again with increased delight. "A very ordinary type indeed," he said. "Excellent." Then, with a last glance at himself, he turned to the garments which he had discarded. He packed every one of them into the kit bag. There was money in the pockets of the trousers, gold, silver and copper. He took it in his hand and gazed thoughtfully at it. In the end he selected a shilling, a sixpence, 4 pennies and a halfpenny, and put them in the watch pocket of his vest. The rest of the money he restored to his dress clothes. Then he packed up the shaving outfit and the discarded white shirt and tie. Finally he crammed the overcoat and the 2 dumbbells into the kit bag, which he proceeded to lock. He glanced around him. No, he had not overlooked anything. Normanstowe's idea had been to walk out of Paddington Station to the canal which runs at the side of it, and to drop his weighted bag into that part of the dismal waterway which is spanned by a bridge at the end of Warwick Avenue. He had once or twice been up that way, seeing home a sprightly lady who was associated with musical comedy, and who lived in that neighbourhood, and it had struck him as being a likely spot for getting rid of his present encumbrances. But upon reflection he thought that he might go one better. He would deposit his bag at the cloakroom. They had a trick, these fellows, he said to himself, of dragging canals for dead bodies, and though the kit bag had neither name nor initials upon it, he knew that its contents would speedily be recognised. But it would remain in the cloakroom, comfortably lost for a long time. Through sheer habit, Normanstowe pulled out his watch. At the sight of it, he whistled, not from any surprise in connection with the time, but because he suddenly recognised his own stupidity. Go where he meant to go with a valuable watch on which his initials and crest were enamelled. That would never do.